Welcome, welcome, welcome. JT better than ever. Welcome to the Underrated Darkness Sports Show with my brother D to the S and one. He be coming on any minute. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Subscribe and like to my channel, the Underrated Darkness. Let's get them likes and them views up on my past live streams and my videos. Very much appreciated. Hit the bell wherever I come with the live stream or video. Please share this and let's get these announcements the way. If y'all want to keep in contact with me, Facebook Jerry Thomas. Also, my Facebook group, or in caps, JT MVP, Thinking for Ourselves. My Twitter account, or in caps again, at JT Blackman 44. And my Instagram account, The Underrated Darkness. And also, any day now, I'll be interviewing my brother, Ernest Jones. His business name, AnsOnToys.com. That's what I'm part of it. Please go to that. We all through social media. We do all credit cards and other things. So check us out. And whatever the y'all want to purchase is 30%. I mean, I'm sorry, 10% off when you use my code lower caps MVP. So look out for that interview in a few days. It could be any day this week. So look out for that. And also in a few months, God's willing, if the schedule holds up, my schedule holds up, I'll be doing live on midterm elections of us as a people, of our perspective. So look out for that. This past Sunday, I did a live stream about advocating for ourselves. I want y'all to check that out. And also, I came back and do another live Sunday on a few hours after that at nighttime. I did some cooking and I dropped some jewels on it. So here it goes. So I want y'all to check it out. Now I'm going to introduce you to my brother, D to the S to the 1. Welcome to Underrated Darkness Sports Show, my brother. How you feel tonight?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. What's going on?
I'm good, my brother. I'm good. I'm glad you and the foundation is doing fine. Glad Project doing fine. First and foremost, welcome everybody. Come in and let's get this going. Which game stand out to you this week, my brother?
Two games I'm gonna have to say was the Jazz game and the Spurs versus Portland.
Yeah. The two games we're gonna go to those games. The Jazz because the Jazz beat the Lakers yesterday 112-97. That should be no surprise. And yesterday the Warriors beat the Suns 117-100. And the Jazz seems like they moving up in the standings, because when we did the show last week, they was in the 8th spot.
Definitely.
They was in the 8th spot.
Sure was.
Yeah. When we did the show last week. So Which and also we gonna get to Philadelphia in a few minutes, but I do want to talk about the Jazz because they playing well, they playing basketball well. It's like everything is clicking with the offense, especially they getting certain stops on defense too. There's other players has stepped up, and it is very impressive. They stepping up like that. So for me, that's a team to watch out for. Um, the other teams is dropping a lot. You got OKC, they dropping, and also Portland, Portland, they was in the third seed and they dropping. And those are the teams that watch out. And let me see all right. See Boston. Boston is see standings. Western Conference Finals. We're gonna talk the West. Let's see. Houston, I think Houston clinched they clinched the division, I think, but they still got to play some more. And Houston been losing some games lately too. They have not been winning. They still 64. They 64-16 home. They 34-7 now, and then away they 30-19. Golden State is 58-23, 29 and 12 at home. Away 29-11. Portland, they got the third spot. And they 48-32, home 27-13, and away 21-19. Now, like we was talking about Minnesota, I remember Minnesota, they was at the fourth spot last year when we did the show, brother. And now they in eighth. And now Utah plays at fourth. San Antonio, they drop a little bit. We talk about them in a few minutes. And OKC was in the top 5, and they dropped to 7th. And now in the top 5, now New Orleans, the Pelicans, they in the 5th spot. That, and what you think about that, brother?
Well, I think they just gonna have to maintain that spot because the Jazz is coming up, so they're gonna have to maintain that spot. So, they got a few more games, and the games are not gonna be easy. So,
oh no,
they definitely gonna have to, tighten up. Everybody in the West gonna have to tighten up now because the Jazz is the sleeper team.
Yes, excuse me.
And if the playoffs was to start right now, you would have OKC being that they in 7th. You said they in 7th, right?
Yes.
They'll be playing Golden State.
Yeah, that's not easy out.
They'll be playing Golden State. So, people got to pay attention, because the Jazz is the number 1 sleeper team right now. Because the West, when you really look at it, this season, the West is everybody is pretty much like on the same level. No team is really better than no team. Everybody could be beat.
Right.
Everybody could be beat. All somebody got to do is have a bad night, and any of them teams could lose.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially between, excuse me, especially between the fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh seeds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all of them teams is pretty much, you know, the Pelicans, the Spurs, and OKC is all like one game back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you know, at this point, you know, and the Jazz is right there.
Yeah.
So you got to think about that, man. It's a lot of you know, a lot of them teams is messing up, man. They not playing well to end out the season. They not closing the season out well, and neither is Houston.
No.
They've been taking L's too. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the West is up for grabs, man.
Yeah, it is.
We gotta stop looking at the main two teams,
Mm-hmm.
Houston and the Warriors, as, you know, one of them going to be in the conference finals, because all it takes is for them to have some bad games, man.
Yeah. And then and check this out though. When we first start this show, right? If you remember, Utah was looking in. They was in the ninth spot.
Facts. They done came back and clinched the spot.
Right.
They in the playoffs.
Right.
They're
And
in
what
it.
yeah, they in it now. And I remember Minnesota was like in the top five. Um, let me see what else. OKC, they was like in the top six, and they dropping. And Minnesota and that's a good point. You talking about Utah, because really they took minutes, because like, all right, we talk about San Antonio too, but Minnesota has dropped a lot. They were still like dangling between the fourth and the fifth seed. So now, if you think about it, I'm looking at the record right now that Minnesota and Denver got the same identical records. No, pardon me. Let me see. Right, they got the same identical records. Minnesota is 45 and 35, and also Denver is the ninth. They 45 and 35. So now we think about it, when we do the show next week, it's a possible that we think about Denver might get the eighth spot, because
Yep. And
Minnesota is
Denver's
looking
playing
good.
good too.
Mm-hmm. So I think that Houston got to be careful. Golden State got to be careful, and Portland. Them three teams, three top teams in the West, they have to be very careful, because Utah, I said, OKC, we talk about them in a few, but I said the sixth seed, San Antonio, the fifth seed is the Pelicans, and the fourth seed, Utah. I see them was going to challenging them, for the three seats. I really believe that. And especially Utah, because Utah is hot. I'm not worried about San Antonio says, because San Antonio going to be there. So we're going to talk about that too. But I believe the twos, that's my segment. Now, Utah, you say you right, that's a sleeper team. But I'm going to add another team, is the Pelicans, because they playing well now. They clicking. And Rondo is giving out dimes. You know what I'm saying? He's a walking triple double now. And so when they get it going, they can get it going. But my little concern is the bench. If they're gonna give Rondo some rest or AD some rest. And Drew Holiday, them 3 players. The other players, I think they be okay. But that's my concern. Welcome Zeus the Flipper One, the educated in our community, brother Rob, good brother Rob. And he put in the comments, said Jimmy Butler was hurt. Yeah, that's a good point, brother Rob. But let's talk about San Antonio, your team. Why do you think? Excuse me, they're not clicking lately, my brother.
Well, honestly, I think you know, I feel like a lot of these teams, like Jalen Rose said this morning on the show to Get Up, he was saying a lot of these other teams are coming up in the West. One, because Kawhi Leonard is not playing. A lot of these teams would not be around if Kawhi Leonard was playing.
Right.
That's why we're not playing. We're playing very inconsistent. And I'm starting to feel like Aldridge may be getting worn out. And I feel like we need a better point guard presence. Patty, he's good, but what pisses me off with him is he is like he's afraid to shoot. But I feel like we're playing good. I feel like we playing good.
Okay.
We play the Kings tonight, so that should be a game we should definitely pull out and win. Without a question, we got to clearly win that game. Next couple of games we got to win, but I feel like we honestly are hanging on because of Popovich, the coaching. The strategies and the way he's drawing up these plays and stuff like that, because it's very difficult without Kawhi Leonard, man.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. And I want to touch on Brother Rob's point. He said Jimmy Butler was hurt, and that's a good point because Jimmy Butler, I think that's they best defensive stopper and their best two-way player. I'm impressed with Wiggins or the Timberwolves. I'm impressed with him. He grew up on me, and we know what Towns is doing. But I say it again, Derrick Rose is coming off the bench. Excuse me, which Derrick Rose going to show up? Because we know he's been injury prone for a few years. And we want to know, is that knee is going to hold up? And they got some okay players there too. So Minnesota, I'm saying if Jimmy Butler come back and everything, if they go on to the AFC, they'd be okay. But they got, I think that if they can get OKC spot, if they swat, I think they're better. I would say they'd be a better fit for Golden State because Towns, they could throw the ball down to Towns, and Towns could score against Golden State. So I believe that too. But they guard play. Obviously, Jimmy Butler will show up and stuff like that. I ain't gonna say they will win the series, but they would get Golden State a little hard time because the Timberwolves is long and they athletic too. So I'm saying the players, you never know. I think that if Minnesota play Golden State, if Minnesota get the 7th spot, I'm saying get the 7th seed, I believe that what they have to do, they have to slow it down. They got to play half court against Golden State. They got to punish them, get them in foul trouble, and then the chance maybe they could squeak out the series. That is my thing. Utah is they something like Philly. I think they won about 9 or 10 straight. And Philly, they won about 11 straight games. But we're going to get to Philly in a few, too.
Now, the Jazz just won 11 in a row.
Oh, they say they Philly. Okay. They say they Philly then. Okay. That's it. Okay. Wow. So, Portland, you better be careful because Utah's knocking on the door then. So, but I think let me see. On the Pelicans, AD, man. he just doing his thing, and he getting strong and strong. He is putting up numbers, and that's gonna be another team going to be dangerous. Houston, Golden State, they're about the same and stuff like that. Now we're gonna hit the East now. We're going back and forth, family. So we go back and forth. Toronto is 58-22. They 34-7. Away they 24-15. Toronto, I watched them a little bit. I like DeRozan, and I like that guard. I forgot. I always forget his name. Lowry. I like Lowry, but the thing about I believe they can get 60 games. I believe they're gonna win. Because they won 58 games. That's a franchise record for them. But I think they can win over 60 games. I think they can win 60 games. I think Boston probably get close to 60. I'm sorry, Toronto's 58-22 and Boston is 54-26. But Boston been winning lately without Kyrie. And that's impressive. You know, they got a lot of young players on the team and they showing up and stuff, but you know, when you get to the playoff, that's another season. So we gotta see how they going. Now there are some. I talked to some people. People think that Toronto is going to meet Cleveland for the conference finals. I don't think so. I think that Philly holding that spot, and they also won 11 straight. I think Philly's gonna. I think it's gonna be. I believe it's gonna be Philly and Cleveland. Cleveland right now is in the 4th spot. They 49-31. I'm sorry, family. The 3rd spot is Philly. They 50-30. Boston is 54-26, and Toronto is 58-22. And the thing about that though, that I think Toronto don't really scare me because you know Toronto always get to the playoffs, and a lot of people also talk about Washington. They believe Washington has fall out. They thought Washington this year was going to be like the top four in the East and stuff, and then we got Indiana, Milwaukee, and Washington. So what you think about that, brother? Let's talk about Cleveland first. They're in the 4th seed.
Well, I definitely think they might move up. You know, when it's all said and done, they probably be in 3rd place. You know, but if they do stay in 4th, I feel like they still dangerous going into the postseason regardless. You know, because that's LeBron, and LeBron not playing. LeBron is not even happy that they in the 4th spot. So as long as they get in the playoffs, they dangerous regardless.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Boston.
They iffy, you know, because without Kyrie, you know, like you said, they got some young players stepping up, but you know, like you said, man, postseason, that's a new season. So, and I don't think them young boys really ready for that pressure.
Yeah.
You know, they're not really ready. So I think I think Boston will make it to the 2nd round before they get bumped. But they're gonna get bumped.
Yeah, they're gonna get bumped. Yeah, I believe they're gonna get. But the one thing about Boston that a lot of people don't talk about this, they got a big man, but they use him as a swing. And so you know, especially you play with young players, it's gonna be like if they play a team, for instance, like Toronto. See, Toronto like the slash and stuff like that. You know, they go to the whole heart, and they got some. They got some forwards that can grab some rebound. I think they got an all right big one, but for me, that if the team like Toronto, Philadelphia, and Cleveland, they could really expose Boston because Boston don't have nobody that could stop them. You know, and sometimes people be thinking, oh yeah, we could play group defense and stuff, but sometimes when you play half court, especially if you play on the half court offense set, they're gonna make sometimes you can't zone it. They're gonna make you play one on one, and then if you go trying to double, they can always throw it back out and shoot it and stuff like that. And the teams that I'm talking about, they got some pretty good shooting. So Boston have to think about that too. And so if any of them teams would jump on Boston quick, and I said like second quarter, if they get like a double digit lead and they keep on pounding them like third quarter, I think Boston don't have it yet. Could really go. Welcome Cap PY2. Welcome Jalen. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. And before I continue, see Brother Ross said things different in this 7-game series. That's facts. Boston 1 year away. No, they get a big man. Could be. Another team, bro. Let's talk about Indiana be coming through lately, and Miami has been dropped because last week Miami was in 5th. Now they in 6th. They really was a SWAT with Indiana and Miami. Milwaukee still holding tight of that 7th spot. But let's talk about Philadelphia. They, when at the weekend, they play against Cleveland and they beat Cleveland.
Yeah, you can hear me, bro.
Yeah, I get you.
All right. I was just checking because I put in a headset, but um, I agree. Um, I think Philly is gonna be that big contender in the East. I feel like in the conference finals, it's gonna well, not the finals, but I don't think Philly's gonna go all the way, but I think in the semifinals it's gonna be the Raptors and probably Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And then it probably be I think the Raptors will probably beat them to go on to play Cleveland for the Eastern Conference Finals. You
Yeah.
know, but can't sleep, because in the East is very, very competitive this year. So um, you know, is Embiid coming back or is he done for the season?
No, he's not done. I think he's a week away.
Well, if Embiid comes back,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it might go another way, you know, because Ben Simmons, he done turned all the way up.
Yeah.
He done turned all the way up. So, you gotta look out for them. And then with Embiid back, it's really on,
Oh yeah.
you
Because
know.
because because you got a two-way player now. And see if people, that's what I'm saying. They beat Cleveland and they actually showed them that they could beat a good team like Cleveland. And then you add a B back. I'm not talking about for the offense thing. I'm talking for defense. Your defense set.
Right, right.
Your
Hmm.
defense is set because okay, you could beat it. B is right there. And so for me, and then you got that rookie named Marcus Fultz. He came back, and we forget about him. I think he was a first round draft pick, if I'm not mistaken. And so if he comes off the bench and he bring that athleticism, that could be very dangerous. They play against Toronto. I'm saying they got all the pieces. Now, I say right now, if Toronto play Philly, I believe Toronto will squeak it out because of their experience.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Toronto had playoff
Mm-hmm.
experience. They know how to get there. So I would give them, I give them like a slight heads up on that. But when B come back, I'm picking Philly over. I'm picking Philly over Toronto because Toronto don't have nobody in the middle. And it's gonna be all day, and you go because that's when Philadelphia gonna have a lot of mismatches in their favor because now you asking if it's a switch, you will ask the Rising to hold Simmons because they want to help out anyway, and then you got snipers now. You got JJ Redick.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
No, so it's a poison right there. But B will be back within a week, and I'm saying they play against, and then we ain't gonna talk about playing against Boston. If the B they play against Boston, I mean the Phil play against Boston, it don't make no sense. Well, that's a win right there. So we have
Yeah,
to.
I definitely think they could beat Boston. That's a
Oh yeah.
fact.
I don't care if it's a 5-game series. I don't care if it's a 7-game. It doesn't make a difference. You're not going to
Right.
keep B off. No, you're not. Boston, you're not. You're not going to do that because, like I said, and then B became a better passer off doubles now. He got better in that department because I remember one time he used to struggle. Now he's better now. At that part of the game, that impressed me about a B. So what you gonna do? you know, and so people said Simmons do not have a jump shot and stuff like that. Okay, Simmons don't have a jump. He just posts you up. He can work on his jumper,
Yeah,
after.
he don't need no jump shot right now.
Oh, you don't.
He
Not
need
not not
he
right
need
now.
to do what he been doing.
He
He
don't
could
really
work
do
on that shit in the off season.
exactly. So he posts you up, and then he's an excellent passer, and he apathetic, so he can go. I think he's lefty, but he can go right hand, and so that diamond right there helps a lot too. So, but Philadelphia, they hungry. You can see it. And plus, I forgot to bring this up last week. They do have veteran leadership that come off the bench. They got JJ Redick, and they got that the other shooter used to play for Chicago. He used to play for also used to play for y'all too. Bella Belly, something like that.
Yeah, Marco Bellinelli.
Marco Bellabelli, and they snipers.
Yeah, and when they heat up, they on fire.
They on fire, yeah.
Mhm.
And he should and right and so Marco he got a championship with San Antonio. And JJ Redick, whatever team he be on, they always be in the playoffs. So these are veterans they can count on. They could calm the young ones down. They could show them the ropes stuff, and that means a whole lot when you have somebody to go deep in the playoffs almost every year throughout their career, and the ones who won that chip. Maybe he came off the bench and everything, but he got championship pedigree. That goes a long way.
Yeah, and see the thing with Bellinelli and Reddick, they spot up shooters.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't, if they double somebody, if they double Embiid or if they double Ben Simmons, they could kick the ball out.
Mm-hmm.
And if them dudes if they feet set, they gonna make the shot.
Oh yeah.
So that's always a good thing too.
Mm-hmm.
What having them dudes on the court and you don't want JJ Redick to heat up or Bellinelli
Oh no, you don't.
because
Mm-mm.
when they heat up, they don't miss.
They don't.
So So that would put, that'll put any team in trouble in the East. You start kicking that ball out when y'all start doubling down low. And that's why it don't make no sense for Ben Simmons to have no jump shot right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And not to take it off the subject, but that's why I want Rudy Gay. That's what I want Rudy Gay to do. Just post up. Stop taking so much damn jump shots.
Yeah.
Because once you back somebody down, you a threat. They're gonna double you. Then you kick the ball out. But
Mm-hmm.
he want to shoot all these damn jump shots, and that don't work, man. We don't need that, man. We got guards for that.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I feel like he's a threat more down low.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I feel you on that too. And go more that point. And I'm saying I'm going back. If Philly played Boston or Toronto, now you're gonna ask those players to change. They actually coming off screens too, Bellinelli and Reddick. So you asking them other players to chase them around, go through picks and
Good point.
everything.
Good point. Cause they can hit threes. They do hit threes like that too. That's a fact.
Mhm. Right.
That's a
And
fact.
they know they spots. See, that's what people don't understand is when a shooter become a veteran, they know they sweet spot. So you ask them to chase them around, they tired. You got to run through big, and they going then. How about and then with B and other like Simmons said, a hard screen, and you get knocked out. It takes a lot of you if you keep on getting it up, getting consistently. And that's when everything start opening up for Philly.
Facts. That's a fact.
So yeah, they gotta think about that too. You know what I'm saying? Because cause then you got a B can shoot, he B can shoot, and I'm just saying that Philly, I like Philly, I do, and they do got players that play in the play. They got other players too. I forgot their names, but they do got other players that play in the playoffs too, and that means a whole lot. That, like I said, it will calm the it will calm the team down, and then I believe that I would like I was saying that people play all time. It's gonna be Toronto and Cleveland. I wouldn't say it. B come back, just break them in. Let him play a few games, let him get his feet wet, get him ready for the playoffs. If that happened, I replace Toronto. Instead, they meet Cleveland to the conference, Eastern Conference Finals. I'm gonna pick Philadelphia.
Right. So, bro,
I,
let me ask you something.
yeah,
What do you think is going on with Houston right now?
I think the coach is playing his starters too much. Y'all got the division. That's when you start, working on. They got an all right bench. That's why I don't understand why work them in. Let them get their feet wet, and then maybe like 5 minutes left in the game, you put your starters back in and finish up the game. But he's not really like going a bench. You cannot go 5 and 6. You cannot go 5 and 6 deep. You can get away and throughout the season, but towards the plays you can't. You gotta play the bench. We gotta play your bench. Cause the first thing foremost, Chris Paul is hey, he's getting old. And then you got James Harden. He's getting tired. We know what happened to him last year. So you gotta play them. And then they probably don't trust him, but you gotta play them. You gotta spell them. Then you got the center. What's that one? Not then you got the center. He's getting tired. You gotta take, so
Yo, I was thinking the same thing. Harden is getting burned out.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should rest Harden these next couple of games, and so he could be fresh, man.
Yeah.
I really think that, you know, take Harden out and let him rest. He should have rested him a few games already, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But I guess they're afraid to rest Harden because all these teams are so close and ranking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably what it is. But either way, they the first seed, so they gonna play the eighth seed. So
Mm-hmm.
why not just rest Harden? Because I feel like he getting burned out too. I think they're getting burnt out, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not good going into the postseason.
Right. And then now you got Trevor. That's the thing. Trevor Ariza, he's a vet too. He even getting burnt out because he's a defensive player, but he can get you like 20 points a night, stuff like he even getting burnt out. You got to let them players rest. And he want to play him hard. So that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes these coaches, they don't know how to adjust. You had to play your bench. So instead I was okay. Throughout the season, I'm gonna go like 5 to 7 deep. Okay, that's gonna get me by. But like if you clinch, but see, Houston clinched their division, so that means okay, I'll go 5 to 7. Now throughout the playoffs, I got to go 8 or 9. And
Right.
like I said, let them players get their feet wet. And I think
I
that's why one of the reasons that Utah is winning too, because they resting their players, and that's why they winning too.
Yeah, I definitely think he should have been let them players get in and get their feet wet.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been did that shit. They waiting too late, man, and that's why they've been losing.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I just feel like they tired.
Mm-hmm.
Cause when you think about it, James Harden played every damn game.
Mm-hmm.
They running him into the ground, man.
Mm-hmm.
They need to take him out. These last 2, 3 games that's left, just sit him out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And even Houston was winning when they win those games. So at times they still let them in. No, take them out. If you got a big lead like 13, 14 points, and you go into a minute left in the game, take them out.
Exactly. I
Why
agree.
are you leaving them in for? Why are you leaving Chris Paul in for? You're burning people out. Chris Paul, he don't have the stamina he used to. You gotta keep the playing because those like your two best players on the team. And go more than that. If they would have had Melo, that would be a different story. Well, I take on but I think that coach. I never really cared for that coach anyway because he don't get me wrong. He's an offensive genius, but X and O's, excuse me, X and O's, kind of question that of him. Indiana, what you think about Indiana?
I think Indiana is another sleeper team too.
Mm-hmm.
They've been playing well. You know, and I think people should watch out for them because they could sneak right up on in, just like the Jazz did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they got a good team. They playing well. Got to look out for them guys too.
Mm-hmm. I think what impressed me of Indiana Oladipo, he is playing well. He playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he's killing. He's killing.
I'm like, damn. And like you were saying last week about Oladipo, he didn't get no better OKC. and it was another team he was on. I forgot, but no, it was the Orlando. But when he with the when he finally Indiana, you see he flourished, and he might get he might get most improved player of the year award. I seen it. I think he gonna get it because I don't see nobody else and everything. And then that let's not talk about he might be on an All NBA team too because he like you said he's killing. Then he had now he got a jump shot now too because when he came to the league, he had everything else except a jump shot.
Mm-hmm. Definitely got a jump shot.
He got a jump shot now. Now he don't know how to play him, and plus at the same time, he a good night he didn't get to 11, 12 assists. Usually he get like 8 or 9, but that's good too.
Yeah. I think what happened, he's the type of player just like certain other players too. Once they get put in the right system, that's when you really get to see they talent show.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think happened with Kyle Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
That's why him and DeRozan is killing
Yep.
in Toronto because he in the right system where
Mm-hmm.
he could do him. When he was over there in Houston, he had to play behind people and you
Mm-hmm.
know he had to be another player where now he could play the way he play,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why he flourishing. I feel the same way about Oladipo. He's the same way. He's in a system where the system works for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. Hey, chat. If y'all want to ask any questions, let me know. To me and D to that's to the one. We can answer the best way we can. So ask some questions. Have some questions out. And also, what about Miami?
Well, Miami, I ain't really been paying too much mind to them too much, but I think they gonna get bumped first round.
Yeah. But I like Whiteside though. I like that center. I do. I think he got better. He always a defensive specialist, but he's scoring more. But I think he need to put a little more, little more meat on them bones, and he be fine. It's just sad for me because I really I want to see way to go deep in the player. I just want to see that, but I don't think they have enough. I don't think they have enough to really go deep.
Yeah, me either. I don't even think they're gonna get out of the first round, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wade, I like Wade, but he's done. I think he should call it quits after this season.
Mm. Okay. 7th seed. No matter of fact, we gonna go to Milwaukee after that. What about Washington? They in the 8th seed.
Washington had got a good team, but I think with Bradley Beal and them, I think them guys are kind of like streaky shooters. So
Mm.
they play really good when they're on, but when they off, they play really bad. And that's what I think messes with them. I think they have to be able to they have to play at a high level constantly. I don't think they do at times.
Mm.
I don't think they'll be able to hold up in the playoffs like that. I don't think they'll be able to hold up. They may have a few good games, and then after that, they meatloaf.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. What I think about Washington, they would to me, there's like a mystery team for me. I believe they always have the talent, but they never go deep in the playoffs. It's always something. Now I like they forward. I think he got better, but I think of weight wise, he could be post up. They big man is okay, and that's another team I think they don't play their bench enough either. They like to go 5, 6 deep, and that's why Washington always burnt out because you got Bradley Beal and John Wall. They burnt out, and so I think that I think Washington going to hold on to that AFC. No, I can't. None of them be. I thought Detroit was like close to Washington, but they not. Um, Milwaukee, they in the 7th seed.
Well, Milwaukee got a good team. They be playing good, but they play the second seed, right? They play who they gonna play? They
Boston.
play Boston. So I think that may actually be a good season. I mean a good series.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're gonna kind of go at it a couple of games. And I feel like if Boston do win, it might go to 7 games.
Mm-hmm. I
Because
yeah
without Kyrie, I feel like they struggle a lot, you
yeah
know.
yeah. All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, D Love. 1,000. Thanks for coming in to show some support. If you got any questions, like I said, the rest of the chat, if you have any questions, put it on so we can answer the big. Thank you very much. Let's get them likes. Let's get them likes up, please. Thank you very much. Now we're gonna go. Now we're gonna go to the West. We talk about Houston. We talk about Golden State. What about Portland, bro? Cause Portland's iffy to me.
I like Portland. I do. I do. I like Portland, but Portland gonna have to stop playing and lock these games down,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I like Portland.
Okay.
You know, I like their game. I like how they play.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that, you know, they gotta tighten certain shit up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I watch how Portland play, and being that they got a lot of shooters, sometimes they get a little too loose, and that's how sometimes the game could get away from them. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if they just tighten up, you know, they stay focused on defense, and they don't take so much unnecessary shots.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll do well. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think Portland gonna go to the second round for sure.
Okay.
I think whoever they play in the first round, they're gonna beat them.
Yeah. Yeah, because Portland's in third, so that means they get. Oh, they play if it starts today, that means Portland will play San Antonio because San Antonio's in six.
Now, speaking of that, I'm gonna just be honest. In San Antonio, my team, y'all all know that in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a good ass series.
Yeah.
That won't be no easy series for us to win because Damian Lillard is going to kill Patty Mills.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
He's going to kill Patty.
Thank you. And let's not forget about McCollum because
Yeah, he's a
McCollum
monster.
anyway. McCollum ain't had those games yet.
Yeah, yeah,
He can get hot now.
yeah, yeah. So that'll be a hell of a series, and that'll definitely go to 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, that's my team, but I just gotta be real, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uncle Shug, welcome. People's Champ, welcome. Like I said, if there's any questions y'all want to ask, put them in the chat. Very much appreciated. Now we're going to talk about Oh, D Love 1000 just had a put in the chat, says San Antonio will win that series. They know how to play, teams play in their pace. Yeah. Go along with what you said, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think we'll win, but I think it will go to 7 games.
7 games, right. Yeah, I think so too. Now, what about the Pelicans? The Pelicans be winning lately. It's now on AD's. It's now on AD's back. He getting help.
Now, the Pelicans,
Mm-hmm.
they're a very good team,
Mm-hmm.
very good. And if um, who would they play if the season ended right now? Who would they play?
The Pelicans play 5. They will play. They play the second, right? No, they play the second. The 5 will play.
Don't they play fourth? I
Yeah, they
mean,
play 4-4. Yeah, they play against Portland. Yeah, they play against Port. No. Utah. I mean, yeah, Utah. Because Utah's in
yeah,
fourth. Yeah.
yeah. Now, if they was to play Utah, that'd be a good series. But I think I think they outmatched. I think the Jazz would be outmatched. I think AD will have a field day on them boys. I just think they have a field day.
Yeah, because
But
they ain't got nobody hold AD, man.
yeah, he'll have a
They ain't got no, they
he'll
well
have a
ain't
field
nobody in
day.
the West. Can I hope, man? Let's be honest. Before we continue, let's put it out there. When AD on his game, ain't nobody in the league can hold him anyway. We got to put it out there. Come
Facts. He's the new Shaq. He's the new Shaq. He's totally unstoppable. Nobody could stop that dude. Nobody.
And plus,
He's
he
the
could
new
put the
Shaq.
ball right. And and I gotta say at this point too. I know I said it the very first time we did the show together, but AD's a lot of people don't understand. AD was a guard at one time. He was a point guard at one time. One year he grew almost 7 to 8 inches. So when he filled up and got his coordination and everything, he could put the ball on the floor. He could make other players good too. And I think that is a dynamic that a lot of people don't look at, but I do look at stuff like that. Before I continue, we're gonna read these. D Love said Portland had no answer for Aldridge. Also, he said no will go to the second round. He said Utah. I would rather see Timberwolves take the A spot instead of Denver. But D-Love, I'm gonna say this. I'm with you on that, but the Timberwolves is losing and Denver is on their heels. So it would not surprise me when we come back and do the show next week. It would not surprise that the Timberwolves be looking outside and Denver would get the 8th seed. So my advice for that, Timberwolves better win, and they better hope Denver get have like a 2 or 3 losing streak or something because Denver is coming. So for that and everything, let me see. Well, I'm gonna go more on the Pelicans. I think the Pelicans. Um, I feel Drew Holiday and Rondo. They are playing very well. I forgot the other forward. I know the forward. He's stepping up to. I forgot the other forward in the center, but and I'm gonna tell you, the Pelicans got a pretty good bench too. They very underrated, and they do go 9, 8, or 9 deep too. Sometimes 10. So if they play that way, I'll look at the Pelicans. To me, I'm just saying to me, I see the Pelicans get to the semifinals. I could see that because Rondo got that championship pedigree, right? Drew Holiday, the teams he play on, they play in the playoffs too. AD, he already had playoff experience. That means a lot. And also they bench come from playoff teams too. And that goes a whole lot. So the Pelicans, they're a dangerous team besides Utah. What about Minnesota?
Well, like I expressed before, I like Minnesota. I actually agree with D'Lo too. I would rather see Minnesota than Denver because I like Towns. That's my boy. I,
Yeah,
I started liking him since All Star Weekend. He's a monster.
yeah.
I like his game, man. He's a very good player. But I feel like with them, they don't close out games. Like they gotta close out games more because the games that they lose, they don't be losing by a lot. They don't be getting blown out and shit like that. And Towns always put up numbers.
Mm-hmm.
He always put up numbers. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I feel like Towns. I feel like they deserve to be in the playoffs. You know who Towns game kind of remind me of? Zach Randolph.
Yeah, but I think he's skilled. I think of that part, but he's more skilled than Randall. But I know what you're talking about, though.
Right, right, right. Cause Towns, he may look, he may look a little innocent, but he get down and dirty too, man.
Yeah.
He rough. He rough, and I like that about him. That's how he kind of remind me of Zebo too, and he got that fadeaway jump shot too.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like Towns, man, and I would like to see how he will hold up in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, I agree with D'Lo with that. I'd rather see Towns and Minnesota than to see the Nuggets.
You
But
know,
you
come
right though, bro. They gotta win these games.
they got to win those games, right? And go more on that point. D'Lo made three comments. He said the Timberwolves going to beat the Grizzlies, and the deciding spot would be the game when Denver and the Timberwolves will play on the 11th. Also, he said Denver is not a playoff team. I agree, but the Timberwolves, they in a dangerous spot. They gotta win, but we understand if Denver take that A spot, they would get swept. Yeah, I believe that you are absolutely right. Yeah, and D Love also said Town is a athletic Patrick Ewing. Hmm. I gotta think on that. What do you think on that, bro?
Athletic Patrick Ewing.
Yes.
I could see what he's saying. I just feel like Towns got a little bit more moves than Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what he getting the app saying as far as the athleticism. But I think I think he get a little more down and dirty too. He not afraid.
Yeah. But
He'll get nasty down there, man.
yeah, and also I could say the one thing I it just came to my mind, and I could say one thing that he had a Patrick. Patrick, see, they could talk about Patrick all he want to, but Patrick did have a motor, and Patrick one of the best jump shoot centers ever. But Patrick he gets 32. They don't name the Warrior in the NBA for nothing. He is a Warrior. He plays hurt and everything. And I think that a lot of people should put some respect on Patrick Ewing because he never had really a supporting cast that really helped him. Now I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and now we're gonna continue this. But if I really believe in my heart, and I'm talking about in the 80s, y'all, if Bernard King would not get hurt, I really believe that the Knicks could have squeaked out a championship. Because back then, Bernard was unstoppable. Then because you gotta think of like I think of like this because when Patrick came in the league, that's when um um let me see. That's when Mark Jackson and they all come in, and then if you throw um Bernard King with it, they would have been a pretty good team. And also, they was a defensive minded team too. Um, we all discuss, we always discuss about basketball, D-Love. We do. Yeah, we always discuss about basketball. Now when I'm thinking of what I'm going to do right now, brother, I'm going to pick two teams. They don't have to be in order right now, and tell me what do you think is in the playoffs. I'm gonna start the East first. Um, Toronto against Cleveland. It could be any round.
Well, I think I think LeBron and them could go all the way to the conference finals.
Okay.
Just just with the fact of LeBron and the experience he has and his team has.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you once you let certain players in the playoffs, it's a different ball game. Like even just think about the last years that Kobe played when the Lakers wasn't that good. If you let the Lakers in the playoffs, if you let Kobe in the playoffs, he's gonna give everybody a run for their money.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's with any great player. So I don't think you can never count LeBron out, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Can't count him out.
No.
You can't count him out. Um, I think the Raptors, they could go to the third round,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think they I believe they could be beat. I don't think they're gonna hold up.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I was gonna say Indiana and Miami. I think Indiana could win that series either round. I think because then you ask Wade to play defense, and they do got people that is old, you know. And by the way Wade is, he's not there. So I would say that Indiana will squeak that up because I don't think nobody could on Miami go on the depot. I just don't. And
Yeah, I agree with that.
let me see. Let me see. I feel like let me see. What about Philadelphia? No, we gonna leave. We gonna tell Philadelphia after. What about Milwaukee against Washington? Either round.
Um, I think I would pick I would pick Washington.
Okay.
I'll pick Washington. I think it'll be a good series, but I'll pick Washington.
D Love 1000 said the Bucks. Said the Bucks. Why do you say the Bucks, D Love? We gotta want to hear this. Now, for me, I'm with D Love. I like Milwaukee. If this is an if the coach play Milwaukee benched, I think Milwaukee do have a bench. He likes to go 5 to 7 deep. But if you play the bench, the Bucks would have pulled it out. They would beat Washington. Okay. Let me see. What about Philly? Now, it made no sense to say about Philly and Boston because Boston can win. Philly can beat Boston. So we're gonna go to the West right now. What about Utah Golden State.
Golden State.
Okay.
Golden State.
Golden
Golden State. I think Golden State got too many weapons.
State.
Who's gonna stop Durant?
Yeah.
That's just, you know, right there. Who's gonna, and they've been playing Melo a lot more. So I mean, my bad, wrong team. But I think that they don't have enough weapons for Golden State.
Okay.
They guard is good. Mitchell, he's good. A few they got a few more other good pieces, but I just think they outnumbered.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think they'll get washed up. Golden State will wash them up.
Golden State, Washington. Okay. Now we gonna stick to OKC. What about OKC against San Antonio?
Well, you know I gotta go for my team all day. I gotta go for the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna say we could beat them. You
Okay.
know, because I feel like Parker, when Parker plays Westbrook, I think Parker is one of the best point guards that play against Westbrook. He frustrates Westbrook, and you could see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Westbrook play against Steph, he tries to go at Steph. But
Mm-hmm.
when he plays Parker, he plays different. And that's because Parker plays Westbrook at a certain angle. He plays him at angles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he gets frustrated a lot when he play the Spurs. I
Right.
noticed that with Westbrook.
Right. And that's an excellent point you said, brother, because if you notice, a slasher always want angles. I don't care what position it is. They always play angles. And that's an excellent that's a good point that you said about that. And okay, but I'm gonna tell you like this though. Instead of Paul George get those touches, if Melo get those touches, and I'm saying like Paul George play off Melo, I really believe that San Antonio would be in big trouble because we know that no when Melo gets hot, it's done. I don't care whatever team you on.
You got a good point. And he will kill Danny Green.
Mm-hmm.
He will. But Danny Green played good D though.
Yeah, he played good D, yeah.
But he can't hold Melo.
Nah,
He can't hold Melo.
but see, we would like we just said like he said stuff like this, but we know they're not gonna switch up the offensive set anyway. So we just so safe to say Melo gonna be leaving OKC anyway. So okay, Portland against Utah.
Portland against Utah.
Yeah.
Um, that'd be a good series. Um, like I said earlier, I like Portland. I would root for Portland.
Mm-hmm.
I would. But do I think they could get beat by the Jazz? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could get beat.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I just feel like the Jazz is a younger team. I don't think they could last for 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think so. I just don't feel like that. I don't have that much faith in them. So I would go for Portland.
Okay. D Love 1000. He said, "How could you say Portland would beat the Spurs and not OKC?"
Say that again.
He asked that, how can you say Portland will beat the Spurs and not OKC?
Well, I'm speaking on the fact of the way the first of all, I'm speaking on the way of like the matchups and how certain players play each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think Portland has a better chance than OKC because just we pretty much got OKC number.
Mm-hmm.
We done beat OKC before.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the way the Spurs is playing right now, we're not playing really strong. We're not really that dominant. And I noticed with the Spurs that a lot of them younger teams, like
Mm-hmm.
teams like Portland, them younger teams, they could get off. But like I said, I think in a series we will beat Portland.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say that Portland's gonna beat us in a series. I didn't say that, but I do feel like they could get some games off. Yeah, just like OKC won a few games, but overall, I'm rooting for my team. I feel like we could pull anything out. But as far as with OKC, we play OKC a lot in the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
We've played them a lot, even when they had Durant.
Mm-hmm.
And our main focus would be Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
That would be our main focus. And I feel like Tony Parker know how to play him.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to play him. We know how to beat OKC.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a little different if we when we play Portland. Not
Mm-hmm.
to say that Portland is better than OKC. I just feel like they're a newer team, they're a younger team, and we have problems with those types of teams sometimes. Even if you go back and look when we used to play Memphis in the playoffs, we used to
Mm-hmm.
have trouble with them young teams.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I feel. I feel like they play us different. They'll
Mm-hmm.
play us different. I feel like we Pop would know what to do when we play OKC.
Mm-hmm.
He'll already know what to do because he already know how they coming. He already know what to expect.
Right.
You know, with Portland, it'll be a little different. You know, it's not really the talent. It's with them type of teams. It's more of like the coaching. It's like
Mm-hmm.
what game plan we would have to use to beat Portland than to beat OKC. We know how to beat OKC already. But overall, I feel like we'll beat both of them in a series. I don't think neither one of those teams could beat us.
Mm. Okay. All right. San Antonio. Go back to your team. San Antonio against the Pelicans.
Well, if we play the Pelicans, that's that'll be another difficult task because that's another young team that we will have to come up with a different we have to come up with a different game plan to beat them
Mm-hmm.
because we're not used to playing them. You know, we're not used to playing no team like that, especially with a guy like Anthony Davis. We would have to come up with a whole game plan just for him. And I feel like we weak in the paint. All we really got is Aldridge. Powell, he's
Mm-hmm.
like meatloaf down there. He
Mm-hmm.
can't do nothing to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be difficult. It'll be difficult as hell. Do
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we could pull it out and win? Yeah, but I feel like it'll definitely be difficult. It'll be hard as hell. Because you know, what people gotta understand is we have a different team now. Without Kawhi in the game, we have a different team. The team is not as strong and as efficient. And a lot of our vets are old. Manu is old. Parker is old. Them guys are old, man.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't go to them and guarantee a certain amount of points. With Kawhi in the game, you could almost guarantee to get, certain production from him.
Mm-hmm.
And then on defense, we playing somebody like, like the Pelicans, it's going to be hard on defense too. See, I always look at that too, not just offense. I look at when they get the ball. Drew Holiday is not easy to guard.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He's not easy to guard. He not. So we would need a whole new game plan to play them type of teams. Because we never played them type of teams in the playoffs. Not recently, Because think about it, this the first time the Pelicans going to the playoffs in how many years?
Been a minute.
And they got a good team that can play. So, the Spurs is pretty much like the dinosaurs of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're like one of the last teams that won championships back to back that didn't completely revamp their whole team.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, look at LA. LA got a whole new squad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? LeBron, he gets new guys every damn time they win a championship.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's just like over there in Miami. Miami still got a lot of them old guys over there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Boston. Boston, they got a whole new team.
Mm-hmm.
So playing these new young teams, man, is difficult.
Yeah.
It's gonna be difficult. And you better believe they're gonna know how to play us. So we'll need a whole new game plan. But
Mm.
do I think we could beat the Pelicans? Yeah, I think so. We play our basketball and we execute, we could beat them. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I like the Pelicans. I think that if they shooting, I would tell you like this. If Rondo could shoot, and we know Rondo's don't shoot all that good. But if Rondo have a jump shot, I believe they have a chance to beat San Antonio. But I will pick San Antonio because they do got some shooters and stuff like that. But the one thing, but at the same time, when Rondo on top of his game, he gets in the lane wherever he wants. And Drew Holiday, to me, he's underrated. Sometimes Drew Holiday, he's inconsistent, but when he plays, sometimes he be the best player on the team. That's how good he is, and plus he's a vet too. So Golden State against Portland
Golden State all day.
all day. Okay,
Yeah, Golden State.
all day. Houston and Golden State.
Um, I believe that'll be a good series. Cause I believe they'll go at each other. But
Mm-hmm.
who do I think will overall win? I think Golden State will win. I think Golden State will pull it out and win.
Mm.
I think they would.
At first, now, if you would have asked me last week about Thursday, I would say Houston. But to really, really think about it seriously, Golden State go 9 to 10 deep. That means a lot. And then when I'm talking they go 9 to 10 deep, these are skilled players. So to me, they don't lose a beat. Now Houston, do they have the same bench at Golden State? Same bench at Golden State? I mean, no. I think they could contend, but Golden State, they bench, man. Hey, you got Iguodala, then you got that the other center, JaVale McGee. Then you got that big. He can go. Then you got that big. He's a swing man. You got Sean Livingston. He's a vet, and what you could do. And so I ain't gonna say that I will count out Houston, but Houston got to play a perfect game. And then you're asking Chris Paul, Harding, and the forward to play over 40 minutes just to win. And the center, he got to play like 30 minutes. Then you got to ask them to have to, tell Houston they got to come with their bench.
Yep.
That's another monster right there. And again, I have to say this: championship pedigree, especially in the playoffs, tells a lot. Golden State now to win. They do. They now to win different ways. Now, people say they might lose here and there because Steph Curry, but I don't think they lose a beat. But I will say it like this, that Thompson, he got to score more. He got to sell himself more. When Thompson, instead of he getting like 18, 19 points, if he getting 30 points and with Durant get 40, and then you got Draymond Green, he's a walking triple-double. And with their, like I said, they bench. And also they bench a versatile too, because they versatile offense and defense too. That tells a lot too. I would say it's a squeaker, but Golden State at the time, I believe that Houston will keep it close. But I said like the last 3 minutes of the game, that's when Golden State pulled it.
I agree.
That's what I think.
I agree. Because I feel like you made a good point. Being that Golden State are champions, they know how to win multiple ways, and I feel like that's the problem with Houston. They only know how to win one way, and that's through James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
And that could cost them. That could cost them.
Yeah, I think that for me that Golden State, I think a lot of people is talk about Houston. I mean, we talk about Houston too, and it's rightfully so. We talk about Houston got that best record in the league, but I think that Golden State could afford to win some games. Could lose. I ain't gonna say they don't want to lose games, but when the playoff comes, they know how to turn it up. And I think that Houston got to be careful of that. And I think that I do see this though. I think with everything clear out of the Western Conference Finals, I see Golden State and Houston. But I say like this: if Golden State is clipping, is I'm saying everything is like on. I see Houston get 2 games. I don't see them win 7 games. No, I don't. Houston probably get 2 or 3. I put it like that. But to win the 7 games or get to 7 games, Houston gotta play. Houston gotta play near perfect, and every player that they put in, they cannot be in foul trouble. And the coach of Houston, he gotta use his timeouts wisely. 2, that I don't think he's going to do it. But I know if I was the coach of Houston, I would lose it very wise. And listen, we ain't running with Golden State. They, like I said, Houston do have one factor that Golden State doesn't have, and I think that they could throw it down low and score. But I would say this about Golden State: I would start JaVale McGee instead of Patillo. I would start JaVale McGee. He's athletic. He can block shots. He can get you 10, 11 boards. He can get you 15. He can block about 3 or 4 blocks. I would put him in. And then if they put him in, oh, they could really go. They could really go. Anything else you want to say, my brother?
Nah, bro, I think we pretty much covered everything. We could close out.
Okay, before you leave, let me shout out to everybody. Everybody, thanks for coming. Very much appreciated. Zeus the Flipper One, thanks for coming. He said peace to us. Appreciate that. Our good brother Rob, our educator in our community, thanks for coming. Very much appreciated. Cap PY to the 2. He did his first live like 2 days ago. Cap PY2. I want y'all to check him out. Thanks for coming, my brother. Jalen. Thanks for coming. I very much appreciate it. D Love 10,000. I want you to subscribe to him. Thanks for coming, my brother. And also, brother, he want to join. He want to join the panel. There's no doubt about that. I'll reach out to him, and we can do that one day. Anybody that I left out? Let me see. Guess that's it. My brother. Shout out to your channel, and what things you got encounter in the future.
Well, first of all, shout out to you, my brother Chef JT. I like doing this the Underrated Sports Show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Y'all can stay in tune with me, Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I got some shows in the works. I will be back soon, family. I appreciate y'all for staying in tune with us. And y'all stay safe out there, man.
Okay, very good. Thanks for coming. Shout out to everybody. Stay tuned to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Like I said, I'll be interviewing my brother Ernest Jones. It could be any day this week. And so toys.com, that's his company. I'm part of that. And then after that, I forgot 2 or 3 weeks after that, we're gonna talk about how we made each other International Black Summit. All right, brother. Watch out for that and stay tuned. I got other stuff coming up. So subscribe and like to my brother Chief Stay Sleep. Also the Underrated Darkness, and also in the chat too. Participate. Subscribe and like to each other too. Very much appreciated. All right. Now, again, thanks for coming, for your support. And like I always say, let's work among each other as a people, and let's understand, let's love each other, and stick up for our rights and everything, and be safe out there. On behalf of the Underrated Sports Show with my brother D to the S to the 1. Good night And as I always say, I am Ghost.